Regardless of form, every being possesses what it needs to participate in some moment of manifestation. History is told through the participation of beings in events, or as perpetuators, through the storage and dissemination of historical records. Each element uses its gift to narrate history, and the gift, present in each one, functions as the link that connects history to life, granting eternity to both life and history. A thought that appears to be unique is eternalized in records that the being does not recognize as concrete because it does not attribute reality to them. That which seems to be merely the product of an isolated mind, and which apparently is not part of history, is recorded in concrete form and accessed with the constancy that histories require to continue their work. This is how history is created and perpetuated. The initial impression is that history inserts itself through the reading of its records. However, history reveals itself only out of a need for perpetuity. With each access, the being strengthens existence and acts as yet another element participating in historical existence. The concreteness of the elements and moments that the being reveals through the dissemination of what appears to be the interpretation of history grants life the eternity it needs to exist. Life does not exist without interpretation. To be interpreted, it must be read. To be read, there must be a record. And history is recorded in the very elements that interpret it. A question is an access to the records, driven by the desire to understand them. This access joins others, and this joining forms new historical records, sometimes as formulas, concepts, norms, rules, or laws. It is easy to perceive how a thought that seems individual is, in fact, intrinsically present in permanent records. What is captured is not new. Novelty arises from the continuity of the additions that each being offers to what has been captured, contributing to a new understanding. This means that the captured content comes to integrate a new record, which seems to have been understood by the one who accessed it. The being attributes authorship of these new records to itself, when in truth, it has been nothing more than an element of transposition. Part of this process is the naming of elements and personalities as characters linked to the formation and formulation of things. The discovery of the insignificance of the being manifested as the creator of anything in history is shocking to that same being, which uses history itself as nourishment for the ego. The same introspection that reveals this truth also affords the being the opportunity to discover its unique participation in creation. That which endowed the being with perception, and which reveals it to itself, is what is understood as consciousness, or the conscious state of being. The dive into one's own interior is nothing more than access to consciousness. Only consciousness reveals knowledge, and only knowledge reveals the true role of being as creator, doer, narrator, and perpetuator of that which composes history. By revealing this role, knowledge reveals the manifestation of all and of the being itself. By revealing this role, knowledge reveals not only the being, but all those who participate in existence. Here, the path of being is stated. The comfort of convenience that life offers, and which seems to be an achievement, in fact, contains one of the great impediments to the being's encounter with itself. Seeking this encounter is not a simple adventure. This search constitutes the only true and real journey available to being. Only this path is correct, clear, and complete, for it represents the completeness of being itself. A path available to all, but visible only to the rare and the mad who have learned to read life from its very beginning.